Help, they've kidnapped me. Lady Di, a Modern Fairytale by Slobodan Radojev. Mitrich Part 2 Conspiracies Chapter 25 LELYSTAD Airport LELYSTAD Airport. Far down below, the pilot himself notices the large lighting of the airport. Through the radio he asks permission to land. Shortly afterwards he hears the voice of the flight controller through the speaker. Mr. Henry, you have permission to land. Runway 2. Okay. Thanks. The plane makes a half circle above the airport and slowly begins to land from the north on the illuminated runway. Soon the wheels hit the landing strip. Henry gradually gives less gas. The plane makes a successful landing. Through the speaker the voice of the controller is heard again. Mr. Henry, welcome to LELYSTAD Airport. Proceed towards the hangars, please. Thank you. The plane taxis slowly to the hangar. Henry stops the plane, turns the engine off and leaves the aircraft. A man with a small electric cart and trailer rides in his direction, takes off his hat and waves. Hi, Henry. The pilot recognizes him. Hi, Ken. How are you doing? Excellent. And are you? Couldn't be worse. What's the matter? They robbed us. Who? I don't know yet. We'll see. The men shake hands and walk to the plane. Henry opens the cargo door, unloads all the bags and stacks them on the trailer. Suddenly from all sides bright electrical reflectors are directed towards them. Through a speaker they hear a rough, loud voice. Police, hands up. Do not move. Henry and his Dutch friend instinctively raise their hands. A herd of masked policemen, armed to the teeth, rapidly surrounds the duo and searches them. 3 prominent men in civilian clothing approach the prisoners. D, says a long blonde middle-aged gentleman. I am Commissioner Keyes. He points to a black-haired Goliath. This is my American colleague, Marshal Rick. Then pointing to a small man with a goatee, he says, and this is our French colleague, Commissioner Pierre. The Lilliputian heaves his chest and strokes his little beard. D, says Henry, surprised. What an honor. The Dutch policeman laughs and points to the freight on the trailer. What's in those bags? Diplomatic post. Ha ha ha. All 3 men laugh. A uniformed police officer with a German shepherd on a leash joins the company and addresses the policeman in civilian. Gentlemen, may I proceed? Go ahead, says D. Commissioner Keyes. The policeman leads the dog towards the plane and lets him off the leash. The dog jumps into the belly of the plane. His boss follows him. The animal begins to sniff around. After a while, the uniformed policeman returns with the dog to the runway. There are no drugs in there. Commissioner Keyes points to the cart with the PTT bags. Check those too, please. Imperceptible to the others, Rick winks at Pierre. The Lilliputian sticks his chest forward. We, patron. The marshal gesticulates. Commissioner Keyes casts a questioning look at both men. Our colleague Pierre agrees with you, explains Rick. The cargo on the cart should be checked, again unnoticed by the commissioner. He winks at the Lilliputian. We patron. The policeman leads the dog to the cart and takes his leash off. The dog jumps on the PTT bags and begins to sniff. Woof, 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 woof. Woof. As if gone mad, the German shepherd can hardly contain himself and sets his teeth in the bags. Beams of happiness radiate from the face of the agent of the dog unit. Gentlemen, the drugs are in those bags. Nonsense, says Henry. It seems our wolf doesn't agree with you, Marshal Rick remarks. Henry shrugs. Gentlemen, you'll see that you're mistaken. The policeman approaches the cart. The dog jumps down. The officer pats him and rewards him with a sugar cube that the dog immediately gulps down. The policeman puts the dog on his leash again. The Paris chief of police of the narcotics division Pierre approaches the load. From his pocket he takes an object, smiles and presses a button. A stiletto emerges, standing on the tips of his toes, barely managing to reach the load on the cart. Lilliputian cuts a bag open. Books pile out onto the cart. Disappointed, Pierre quickly turns to his colleagues, shakes his head and spreads his hands. The marshal turns white. He approaches the cart. Pierre, give me the knife. Lilliputian gives him the stiletto. We, patron. Marshal Rick easily picks up a bag and cuts it open. Again nothing but books. Goliath becomes enraged, madly starts cutting the bags, but all they yield are books. Murd. The dog starts to bark. The agent leads him into the police van, opens the door and kicks the animal in the ass. Bloody street dog. The dog whines of pain. Commissioner Keyes turns pale. His body trembles. He casts an angry glance at Marshal Rick and shouts, "What the hell?" Marshal Rick spreads his hands and points to the cart full of books. "We have been informed, as we already reported, that there is heroin in these bags." "That's impossible," adds Commissioner Pierre again. "Didn't we last night?" Rick rudely interrupts him. "Who asked for your opinion?" Mouth shut. The Parisian commissioner takes a step back. We patron. Commissioner Keyes turns to the pilot. He gives a sign to the armed masked policeman to withdraw. "Mr. Henry, please excuse me. Someone has conned us." "Yeah, that's clear." The pilot grimaces. Ken goes to the cart and grabs her bag. "Who will pay for the damages?" "I will give you new bags," says an unknown man who watched the whole scene from the side. Everyone turns in his direction. "Who are you?" asks Commissioner Keyes sternly. The unknown man points back to a hangar. "Airport postman. Sorry for the disturbance, but this happens to be my mail hangar. Frankly, I was tired and fell asleep. Fortunately, your noise awakened me." All burst out laughing. ****.